Yeah.
Y'all can stick around, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you stayed awake?
Thank you.
So when you gonna start?
Are these for me to,
I was just going to show you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like it.
Okay. I've got some stuff to show you. Are you going to? Okay. Okay, this is going to go pretty quick. He's having fun.
Okay.
That's very nice. I'm glad to see that.
Thanks, guys. See you.
All right, we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the Gun Barrel City Planning and Zoning Commission will meet in a regular meeting in City Hall located at 1716 West Main Street, Gun Barrel City, Texas, at 6 o'clock on Monday, October 17th, 2022. Can we do roll call, starting with
Matthew's here.
Matthews?
Coleman here?
Mullins here.
Towner here. Jacobs here.
Key here.
All right, we have a quorum. New business, number 1A, discuss and or take action to approve the minutes of the September 12th, 2022 joint workshop and regular Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the September 12th joint workshop and regular Planning and Zoning Commission meetings.
Coleman second.
Is there any discussion? All right, no discussion. Vote from the left, please.
Oh, Matthew's, yes.
Coleman, yes.
Mullins, yes.
Towner, yes. Jacobs, yes.
Key, yes.
Okay, item 1B, discuss and or take action to elect a chairperson. If there are any nominations, I'll take those now.
I would like,
Did we take action to elect a chairperson?
Do you have a name in mind, Mr. Key?
Ann Mullins?
no, you may withdraw that.
Kate,
And I
Kate
would
Weller.
suggest Kate Weller.
Kate Weller did advise, she's not here tonight, that she would like to be considered.
But you have to do it.
I second the nomination for Kate Weller.
You're okay with that?
I move that we elect Kate Weller as the chairperson of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay,
Second.
I second the motion.
any discussion?
Yeah, I'll do some discussion. Kate could not be here tonight, but she is very interested in being the chairperson. I believe she's the one with the most seniority on the commission. And she and I talked a long time, and she has the experience to keep up with the agenda items and make sure that we have a motion and a second and all the procedural stuff that the chairman needs to do. And she's perfectly willing and able, I believe, to do that.
Any other discussion? Okay, let's have a vote from the left.
Matthew's, yes.
Coleman, yes.
Mullins, yes.
Towner, yes. Jacobs, yes.
Key, yes.
Okay, and normally she would continue this, but I will continue on since she's not here. Item 1C, discuss and or take action to elect a vice chairperson. Is there a nomination? Would anyone like to become vice chairperson?
Mr. Key, would you be interested?
I nominate Ann Mullins as vice chairperson.
I
Coleman
second the nom.
that.
Any discussion?
That'll be fine.
And I'm sorry, who seconded that?
Coleman.
Okay. All right, let's have a vote if there's no more discussion.
Matthew's, yes.
Coleman, yes.
Mullins, yes.
Towner, yes. Jacobs, yes.
Key, yes.
And Ms. Mullins, I will let you take it from here.
Thank you. Just what I wanted to do. Okay, so item 1D, I would like to open the public hearing on a request to replat lots 3 through 22 and 25 through 35, creating 8 new lots, 3R, 6R, 9R, 12R, 15R, 17R, 19R, and 21R in the Sundrift subdivision belonging to MRJ Ventures LLP. Is there anyone here to speak for or against, or to provide any information on the Sundrift property? If you would go to the podium. Tell us about the project.
Yes, good evening. My name is Joseph N. Heavey Jr., and I am the managing partner and sole principal in MRJ Ventures 1LP. And this is my son, Joseph N. Heavey III, who lives on the property at Sundrift. So about a year ago, we presented a plan to P&Z and to the City Council. What we were finding is that, number one, our clients, our customers are wanting larger lots. This is in the ETJ, and it's been, these lots have been platted back in the 1980s. Very small lots, 60 by 150, 60 by 135. We had about 70 platted lots. Number one, Welch Lane doesn't need another 70 residences, and neither does Scott Lane, which cuts off of Welch. The traffic down there is pretty bad. We're glad to see Welch got resurfaced recently. That was a big help. We've owned the land for many years, and it basically sat there dormant until the market kind of came back and created a little bit of vibrancy, and we like what we see here in Gun Barrel City. So we took 33 lots on Driftwood Lane, which was a platted dedicated road, and we presented a plan to P&Z and to the city to create 8 building sites. So with various lot combinations, we took 31 lots, created 8. To date, we have sold 7. So we only have 1 lot left. The market was still strong enough where we said, okay, we've got 1 more road left, which is Drift Foam Lane, and we have 31 lots there. And in various combinations, what we've proposed this evening is that we take those 31 lots and create 8 building sites. 2 of those lots have already been contracted for. We're not closed, but we're in the title company, and they're just waiting for P&Z approval and City Council approval. So out of those 8 lots, 2 are pre-sold, and we'll have 6 left. The lots layout much better than 60 by 135 by increasing, by combining the lots. Obviously, you get about 1/3 of an acre on some, you get a 1/2 an acre on some, and then there's one large one which is over an acre. We're getting a better quality buyer that are putting up nicer homes as opposed to mobile homes. We've got one mobile home on Driftwood Lane that looks spectacular. It's a double wide. It's actually an investor who bought the lot, put a double wide on it, carports, front and rear decks. It looks fine, and he's got it listed through Coldwell Banker here in town for $225,000. We hope he does well. So I'm in the land business. We don't do any building. My son does some contracting work, so if we sold a lot and somebody wanted a house to be built, then that would go over more to his company than mine. Drift Foam is a dedicated platted road. Somebody asked the question. Yes, it is. It's been cut through and cleared. The water and the sewer are in through East Cedar Creek fresh water supply. We used local plumbers to do that work. We always use local craftsmen as subcontractors. We did, and we're using the same people that did Driftwood Lane. We're using the same for Drift Foam. We're using Coldwell Banker as our listing agent, another local. And we feel we're doing our part to increase, Gun Barrel City's revenues, et cetera, by creating a much nicer development than what could have been done with 70 lots and, potentially 70 mobile homes. Any questions?
I have a question. And this is more just, everything that you just said sounds wonderful. I agree with the density and the bigger lots. I'm curious though, on the lots that front on two streets, will they all face one street, or will it just be a hodgepodge, or you just don't know until somebody buys them?
Well, no. The middle street, when you look at the overall plat, so the first one is Drift Foam, and that will be developed. The middle road will not be developed. The last road is Drift Wood, and that is already developed.
Okay, so Sandrift will not be developed.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So all of the new developments will face into Drift Foam.
Wonderful.
Now, do these have, you're talking about Driftwood Lane. Because I drove down there today, and you said that somebody already lives there. Now, are you talking about the gravel road? Is that what we're talking
No,
about?
it's tar. It's recycled asphalt.
Oh, okay.
So the model home is where he lives, which is the first house on the right. And then you go down,
Yeah, you go down further, and it
go
kind of
down further, there's I would call it a small barn dominium that's blue, and that'd be on your right heading out, and then all the way to the end of that street, the double wide is on the left, the last lot on the left.
Because you don't have street signs up, so I was lost a little bit. But, so you're just basically selling the lot, and somebody can come in and do a stick home, or they can do a module home?
That's correct.
And
Now,
there's-
we always, before we contract, we ask what they're doing. We want to know what's going on, what their plans are for the property. 3 of the lots that are sold or under contract on Driftwood will be barn dominiums, and they'll be sizable. Joe, what, 1,400 square feet or larger? Yeah, minimum. So they'll be good size. 2 of those lots are over an acre. And one of them, they poured the foundation.
And the mobile homes have to be brand new. We didn't want to get into the whole legality with what we use or give them a certain age. They have to be spanked.
So you do have some type of restrictions then?
Yes, yep. We're the aesthetic committee, my son and I.
Right.
Do they have
So-
to be double wides?
Nope, no.
Okay.
Any other restrictions?
Just the ones that have been on since the 1980s,
Oh, that's,
and it's recorded in Henderson County. No trash, no livestock, things like that. It was originally planned as a mobile home community
right.
where they would own their lots and they would own their unit. It's not like it's a mobile home park where they're paying monthly rents. That's not what it was designed for. It was done by Folsom back in the 80s. That's right, yeah, way back when. And then he lost it to a tax sale. And we acquired it with some partners through the tax sale years ago.
Well, that, I'm all about quality, not so much quantity, because that's,
Yep, we agree 100%.
yes.
Well, since you're in the ETJ, there's not much that we have any input on except for the plating, and I really do appreciate you telling us about the whole project, though. Is there anything else you want to add, or does anyone up here have any further questions? If not, I will close the public hearing, and we'll move on to the next agenda item.
Okay, thanks.
1E, discuss and or take action to make a recommendation to the City Council regarding the replating of lots 3 through 22 and 25 through 35, creating 8 lots, 3R, 6R, 9R, 12R, 15R, 17R, 19R, and 21R in the Sundrift subdivision belonging to MRJ Ventures 1 LP. I said that wrong the first time. And I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the actions to the city council regarding replating of lots 3-22 and 25-35, creating 8 lots, lots 3R, 6R, 9R, 12R, 5R, 17R, 19R, and 21R in the Sundrift subdivision belonging to MRJ Ventures ILP.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion?
In that motion, does it reference lot 5R? Shouldn't that be 15R?
Should be 15. Would you like to amend your motion?
I amend my motion to include 15R.
Thank you. Any further discussion? I believe we have very good information now. Thank you so much. And if there's no further discussion,
Matthews, yes.
Coleman, yes.
Mullins, yes?
Towner, yes. Jacobs, yes.
Key, yes.
And the motion carries. Item 1F, discuss and or take action to make a recommendation to the City Council approving ordinance O 2022-020, amending section 156.038, recreational vehicle park district, RVP 1. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Janet, do I need to read the ordinance? Okay, ordinance O 2022-020, an ordinance of the City Council for the City of Gun Barrel City, Texas, amending section 156.038, recreational vehicle park district, RVP-1 of the Gun Barrel City Code of Ordinance is providing a severability clause, providing a repealer clause, and providing an effective date. So if I could get a motion
What does that mean?
to approve the ordinance.
I move we approve ordinance 2022-020 as presented by chairperson.
Do I hear a second?
Coleman, second.
Is there any discussion?
I think there was pretty valuable information in our joint meeting that we had with city council. I think there were really good ideas laid out, so.
I agree. That was discussed, and the newbies weren't here, but it was discussed at a workshop last month. Pretty thorough discussion. And unless there are further questions or concerns,
I just have one question. So why could we not just say no more? Or, you know what I mean? Like, we already have some, like, we
you
can.
mean a moratorium on RV parks?
Yes. Because I know some cities have them, and, I mean,
They've gotten popular. I don't think they're going away. I think it's a trend in almost every city.
well, you don't see them like in Plano. but I'm just saying, because we already have some, and we've got several. I mean, just a question.
I think that's the only other way that we could, quote-unquote, eliminate them is to just establish a moratorium, because we already have them. It's really hard to eliminate a designation.
No, I didn't know, like, two's enough, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, just curious, that's all. Because I know we had, there's one in 7 Points, there's one well, on Luther Lane, and I was just curious.
Well, like I said, it's hard, because we have the category, and because it's,
We already have one, and then, so now we have to set rules, regulations. I get that. Okay.
yeah, it's hard to say no when somebody has private property and they want to develop their private property and it meets all of the other qualifications, and we have that designation, that zoning available. It's really hard for us to say, we don't want that. So,
I agree with that, and I think that before they can do anything, won't they have to present a plan of what they're going to do, and there's something we're going to look at before it happens?
absolutely.
And I think that that's a point where serious and quite possibly perfunctory questions can be placed that would stop it or let it go on.
Correct. And this new ordinance also does tighten up some of the loopholes that were in the previous.
Limits a lot of full-time. Just a question, sorry.
No, that's wonderful. I love having discussion. It helps to educate us all.
I think that should be encouraged. I appreciate that, especially being new to the organization.
I'm right there with you. Okay, further questions, further discussion? If not, I'll hear voting from this side.
Matthews, yes?
Coleman, yes.
Mullins, yes?
Towner, sorry, Towner, yes.
Jacobs, yes.
Key, yes.
And the motion carries. And that brings us to the end of our agenda. If I could hear a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Thank you.
Coleman, second.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you all so much. I hate running meetings. Kate will be much better.
You did good. You did good.
You see what I tried to do?